Have you ever felt like no matter how much you do, it's never enough? Like you're constantly chasing the next goal, the next win, the next big thing? I've been there too. That restless feeling that maybe you're falling behind, even when you're giving everything you've got. We live in a world obsessed with checklists. Careers, travel, money, achievements. Everywhere you look, someone's showing off their next milestone, their next bucket list moment. But what if the real magic isn't in what's next, but in what's already been done? Because the truth is, you've already achieved more than you probably realize. You've grown through heartbreaks, taken chances, faced fears, and survived days you thought you couldn't. That's not small. That's strength. That's where the idea of the reverse bucket list comes in. Instead of listing what you still want to do, you write down everything you've already done, overcome, and become. It's not about chasing more. It's about finally appreciating the person you've already built. And by the end of this video, you'll see how celebrating your past can completely transform your mindset for the future. If you're on a journey to grow stronger and more self-aware, hit subscribe. You're exactly where you need to be. The endless chase. We've all seen those 30 things to do before 30 lists. They sound fun at first, until they start whispering that time is running out, that you're somehow behind in life. Suddenly, every scroll through social media becomes a quiet comparison game. Who's traveling more, earning more, achieving more? It feels like everyone else is sprinting ahead while you're still trying to find your pace. I used to measure my worth by how fast I was moving. New projects, new goals, new milestones. But one day I realized I wasn't really going anywhere. I was just running without direction, chasing a finish line that kept moving further away. Psychologists call this the hedonic treadmill. It's the cycle where every time we reach a goal, the joy fades quickly, and we immediately start chasing the next one. That's why happiness often feels like it's always one step ahead, no matter how hard we run. Imagine being on a treadmill that speeds up every time you take a step forward. That's what life feels like when you never stop to appreciate how far you've already come. Today, pause. Notice one thing you've achieved recently, big or small, and tell yourself, that mattered. What is a reverse bucket list? A reverse bucket list flips the traditional idea on its head. Instead of writing down all the things you want to do before you die, you create a list of everything you've already lived, learned, and survived. It's not about chasing the future, it's about honoring your past. You've already done more than you give yourself credit for. You've faced heartbreaks, made hard decisions, and pushed through days you thought would break you. You've adapted, grown, and kept showing up when quitting seemed easier. That alone is proof of strength. Psychologists call this retrospective appreciation, the powerful act of reflecting on your past experiences to build gratitude, confidence, and a deeper sense of self-worth. It reminds you that success isn't always measured in big wins. Sometimes it's hidden in quiet resilience. Picture this. You open a notebook, and instead of a to-do list, you see a record of victories. Move to a new city. Started again after failure. Learn to love myself. That's your reverse bucket list. Living evidence that you've already achieved greatness. Reflecting on past wins fuels confidence for future goals. Action step. Write down 10 things you've already done that once felt impossible. You'll be amazed by your own story. The psychology of celebration. Why does celebrating the past matter so much? Why not just keep pushing forward? Because recognition isn't just emotional, it's biological. Neuroscience shows that when we celebrate our achievements, our brains release dopamine, the same chemical that fuels motivation and happiness. But there's a difference between external praise and internal recognition. When you validate yourself, the motivation lasts longer because it's rooted in truth, not approval. You might think it's not that big of a deal, but it is. Because every small win, every challenge faced, every step taken, built the version of you that's standing here right now. Think of each success, no matter how small, as a brick. You might not see every brick, but each one helped build your foundation. Without them, the structure wouldn't stand. The problem is, society only teaches us to celebrate milestones. Graduations, weddings, promotions. But what about the quiet victories? Healing from pain, forgiving someone, learning to rest without guilt. Those moments deserve celebration too. You build momentum when you pause to acknowledge what's already been built. Tonight, pick one ordinary moment that actually shaped you and celebrate it, because that's how strength grows, one quiet victory at a time. Why we struggle to acknowledge ourselves. Why is it so hard to give ourselves credit? Why does it feel uncomfortable to say, I'm proud of myself? Maybe it's because you grew up believing humility meant staying small. You were taught to downplay your achievements so you wouldn't seem arrogant. Or maybe after years of comparing yourself to others, you've started to believe your progress doesn't measure up, even when it absolutely does. Experts call this the negativity bias. Our brains are naturally wired to focus on what's wrong instead of what's right. Thousands of years ago, that helped us survive. But today, it often turns into quiet self-sabotage. You can achieve 10 good things and still fixate on the one that didn't go perfectly. It's like staring at one dark cloud and missing the rest of the blue sky. The cloud is real, but so is the sky. Here's the truth. You don't have to erase self-doubt. You just have to balance it with reality. Self-celebration isn't arrogance. It's acknowledgement. Action. Step. Next time your inner critic speaks up, answer it with one fact. Yes, but I've also achieved You'll be amazed how quickly the sky starts to clear. Building your reverse bucket list. Let's turn this idea into action. It's time to build your own reverse bucket list. A list that reminds you not of what's missing, but of what already makes your life meaningful. Step 1. Reflect. Find a quiet moment. No distractions, no pressure. Ask yourself, what moments am I proud of? Even the small ones. Think of times you showed courage, kindness, or resilience. Step 2. Record. Write freely. Don't edit or judge what comes up. Your list can include both achievements and growth moments. Learning patience, bouncing back after failure, forgiving someone, or simply starting fresh. Step 3. Revisit. This isn't a one-time exercise. Keep adding to it whenever life gives you another reason to be proud. It's a living document, a timeline of your growth. Step 4. Share. If it feels right, share it with someone close. Gratitude grows stronger when spoken out loud. Imagine your reverse bucket list as a museum of your growth. Every exhibit tells a story of a stronger you. If you're struggling to start, remember, surviving something tough counts too. Action step. Start with just 3 moments that shaped who you are today. The breakthrough. How it changes you. When you shift from chasing to celebrating, something powerful happens. Peace begins to replace pressure. You stop feeling like you're behind in life and start realizing how much you've already built. The noise quiets. The comparison fades. And in its place, you feel something stronger. Pride grounded in truth. This isn't just emotional, it's scientific. Studies show that practicing gratitude reduces stress, boosts self-esteem, and increases overall life satisfaction. A reverse bucket list works because it rewires your brain to see abundance instead of lack. You stop asking, what's next? And start saying, look how far I've come. Imagine waking up, glancing at your list and realizing, you're already living parts of the life you once prayed for. You've crossed bridges you once feared, healed wounds you thought would never close, and grown into someone your past self would admire. The journey doesn't stop here, but now instead of climbing with exhaustion, you climb with gratitude, and that changes everything. You move forward faster when you honor how far you've come. Action step. Read your reverse bucket list once a week. Remind yourself you've done enough to be proud and more than enough to keep going. Reframing future goals. When you create a reverse bucket list, your view of the future transforms. Suddenly, goals don't feel like distant peaks. They feel like natural next steps built on everything you've already conquered. When you know your own strength, future goals stop feeling scary. They start feeling possible. You're no longer trying to become someone capable. You already are that person. This mindset shift rewires how you see challenges, not as threats, but as opportunities to use what you've already proven works. Research on self-efficacy, our belief in our ability to succeed, shows that recognizing past achievements boosts confidence and resilience. It's like a mountain climber pausing halfway, turning around, and realizing, I've already climbed this high. That moment of reflection fuels the courage to keep ascending. Of course, new dreams still require effort, patience, and consistency. But now your motivation comes from self-trust instead of self-doubt. You're no longer chasing validation, you're expanding your capacity. Takeaway: the best fuel for your future is pride in your past. Action step: before setting a new goal, ask yourself, what strength have I already proven I have? That reminder turns fear into forward motion. You don't need another bucket list to feel complete. You just need to remember, you've already done incredible things. You've already lived through moments others wouldn't believe. Every challenge, every quiet victory, every time you kept going when no one noticed, it all counts. Maybe you're still healing. Maybe you're still finding your way. That's okay. Growth doesn't always look like constant motion. Sometimes it's a gentle pause, a deep breath, a moment of reflection. You're allowed to look back, not in regret, but in gratitude for how far you've come. Picture yourself standing at a crossroads, one path leading forward, one backward. The beauty of the reverse bucket list is that it lets you look back and realize every step behind you built the strength for what's ahead. You don't need to prove you're enough. You already are. And when you truly celebrate that, you stop chasing happiness and start living it. Take 1 minute today to start your reverse bucket list. Then share this video with someone who needs this reminder too. And if you're building a stronger, more focused version of yourself, hit subscribe. Let's grow together, one mindset shift at a time.